Peace, family. Wagwan, wagwan. It's me, King Chi, y'all mother. And I'm back with another tool for your toolkits and how to create your lives. I told you I was going live. I hope everyone has their notifications on because I decided to do the old school thing and go live on my other device. So hopefully that still works in my favor. But I like it. Ugh, I like it. What up? What up? Peace, Mermaid K. Peace. Oh, we got some Nagas in the building. My Nagas are in the building. What up? Peace, Amorena. Peace, Seeded Fruit. Seeded Fruit, I hit you up. Did you hit me back yet? Yeah, I don't know, but the universe was like, so that's how that works. What up, Sakwa? My Nagas, much love to my Nagas. Peace, Trey. Peace, Share approves. What's up, Hannah? Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you. What's good? I'll mess with this camera. I don't know if I really like the angle. I feel like I'm looking down. I want to look up. Y'all might have to give me a second. I didn't make any adjustments, but we live. I like talking to y'all live. I miss y'all. I keep saying that. But y'all know, I'm gonna tell y'all, when things are really busy, I do have a life outside of this. Um, I'm telling you, it's very wise. It's very wise to disappear from every now and then, for your own well-being. Don't let people have you thinking like you owe them. I tell y'all all the time. Thank you. Who else is here now? Exactly, cedar fruit. Y'all can't think about me too hard without me getting some type of message. That's what I love about this. The people who have been like really genuine. I always tell y'all this all the time. The more clean your energy is the more clear the messages will get through. And then if you really on some fugazi stuff, bless your heart, because things turn up for you. And you be like, why is this happening? Just in case any of those people are watching. Just know, I know, we know, you're not loved. While everybody tunes in, make sure to thumbs up the video, y'all. I know we don't usually use sage or whatever, but no, I'm saying we don't use sage for certain rituals. I'm gonna say that. I definitely still rock with the sage. So I'm gonna just smudge this space, especially as we are moving into an energy of releasing all of those small spaces where it does not have room for your magnitude. Yes? Can I get a yes in the chat? And let me get some hearts. Like this journal, I have not seen a lot of hearts. We gotta raise the vibration. We gotta raise the vibration. So light me up with some hearts. Y'all know purple is my color. Then it's red. Then white. And orange. Anybody in here like to do what? Like color treatments? You want to analyze me? She likes purple. What does that mean? Oh, you know what? Did Foresight come back? Because I love that. I'm gonna So earlier I did a quick live. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Earlier I did a quick live. Just letting you all know. Y'all saw me. I was on my morning walk. I had to get me some of that good, fresh morning energy where the grass is still wet and it was still misting in the air. and I found me a new portal. So I'll get into that. But let's talk about the summer solstice. I didn't even put it in the title. Silly me, silly me. I guess I'll have to do that later. Because I knew already that the people that are going to be here, y'all going to be here. So I didn't do any clickbait or SEO shenanigans. All right. But earlier, just a recap for those of you who didn't even catch that. I'm going to take that live down because it's just a short intro. Is that as we're moving into the summer solstice, you're already feeling the energy. It's June 18th. So there's no such thing as today is not summer, tomorrow's summer, and boom. However, there is an exact moment where the sun reaches its actual peak, and that we mark as the summer solstice. Okay? And on the summer solstice, we have the most, write this in your notebooks, loves, so you can go back to it because that's going to happen every year. So don't miss out. Next time, you'll be even more prepared and even more focused on exactly what you want to use this energy for. Okay? So on this day, we have the longest day. It's not so that your work day feels longer. Okay? It's not so you can feel like, oh my gosh, this is a story that never ends. This is the longest day, which means we have the most solar energy available for that many more hours. We have the most potent solar energy because the sun will be at its peak. Okay? And what we know about the sun is one of the most unapologetic energies of all the celestial beings who will shine and burn and take up space without giving a hoot about whether you can take the heat or not. So this is your first hint into the kind of energy you're going to be tapping into. Okay? Your first affirmation, I am the sun. So all of my Leos out here, to all my Leo suns, my Leo risings, my Leo moons, we see you, we know, okay? We understand. Y'all already know the vibes, okay? All the Leos will say they already know. I am the sun. I am the center of the universe. I am the being to whom all things come to because I am magnificent. I am bright. I am the love. I am the heart. I am the star of the show. Okay? And what is so lovely about those Leos is that because they are such magnanimous beings, if you are in their heart, you get to benefit from the warmth that they exude. They can't hold it back. Now, that's important to note. They can't hold back the warmth that they have. And even in their coldness feels like it burns. So if they rock with you, these are just some attributes, right? They rock with you, you will feel very nurtured because there's so much warmth coming from just being around them. You want to laugh, you want to have a good time, you want to feel heard. You want to be in an environment where it feels childlike because children remind us of that aspect of ourselves that does not apologize for being too loud, for asking the most inappropriate questions, for wanting to understand something. All right? So we're going to give y'all some love from now. It's a little early in the year because we definitely are going into Cancer season first. Holla at the mother of all mothers. But that is a vibe. And so when we have an entire day that is so potent with this solar energy, you have no choice but to look at your lives at this moment leading up to that peak to see where you are shying away from stepping into that part of yourself. Okay? This is not about this particular video and these tips that I'm talking to you about. Let's get the likes up, please. Thank you. This video is not about getting the bag. This video is not about how to get money. This video is not about how to get a nice car and how to get a nice home. This video is going to teach you and give you the tools for how to be the energy that one would want to put in a very, very nice bag. It's about becoming the frequency, the match to the frequency of how can I place you in the most luxurious spaces? How can I keep the environment around you pleasing, satisfying? It's about really increasing your frequency to that of luxury. And in order for you to prepare for this summer solstice, you got to think about what are the things that are defined as luxury. The first thing that came to mind when I sat in the park to share, just to ponder on, you got to ponder on what it is that you want to magnify. Okay? And it's very easy to pull from the manifest, what has already been manifested, and then work yourself back to the cellular components. So what is luxury? First of all, because I work, in a space that has been traditionally here in the West considered luxury. So I work in wellness, right? My practice, I have a wellness practice. And because my wellness practice exists outside of a hospital setting, outside of an emergency situation, although doesn't mean that I don't receive emergency cases, right? Even spiritually, receiving rituals, people believe that, that's a luxury. Even people who are super wealthy will say they spent all of this time and energy towards getting money, chasing a dollar, only for the fact that they needed to turn back around and they needed to invest in this kind of work to sustain that and be happy and feel really good with all of their things. Because the frequency has more to do with the feeling, the notion, the kind of experiences that are satisfying, not just from a mental space, but from a soul space. Soul space. Does that make sense? Press 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you. I really like this fresh white sage. So you're not here to learn how to get luxury. You're here tonight to remember that, my dears, you are the luxury. And if you've forgotten, here are some things to review so that you can have a clear perspective on where you're kind of fumbling yourself and you're being in that frequency. So let's think about other luxury items, right? Because I mentioned I'm in the wellness business, right? And the wellness business is going to be out of pocket. It's going to cost you out of pocket. And in order for you to have some type of insurance that's going to pay for services like mine, you're going to have the best of the best, and you're going to have a very high deductible. I'll tell you that much. The same with luxury cars. They don't do too many advertisements for luxury cars, nor do they advertise their items in regular magazines. Okay? Cars, luxury watches, luxury vacations, they don't advertise in your local newspaper. They don't advertise in those bulk mailings that go out to everyone. In fact, if you want to see their advertisements, you're going to have to pay top dollar for the types of magazines that they actually exist in, like the Robb Report. So your next affirmation is, I am luxury. Okay? And then let's just pull that apart. If I am to compare myself, my existence, to how things that have developed to become luxury, because not everything that is considered luxury right now, technically, it's like they're made out of the same materials. Like that Toyota and then the Lexus, they're like made out of the same materials, but the brand itself is a whole different frequency. Then you go from the Lexus to the Mercedes Benz, the branding itself has changed the game. So they're going to be in different parking lots, different neighborhoods, in a certain level of abundance, right? Then you get your Aston Martins, your Rolls Royces. Like a Rolls Royce is made out of like the same material that a Volvo is made out of. They're heavy material. Okay? Still. However, they're in a whole league of their own because of how they've positioned themselves and how they have made the claim that they are the luxury item. And regardless of whether many people could afford them, the financial resources necessary to get near them, to ride in them, requires that you being the outside, levels up. It's not going to change. It made a decision. This is what I am. And because this is what I am, these are my requirements. And so a part of that notion is going to require you to have that unapologetic, unwavering faith in yourself. And for a moment, as you step into that frequency, you will find yourself with less people or less places to be at, because you're so focused on getting into specific environments. You're more focused on being around specific people, specifically because they are already in that frequency, not just the mindset, but in the frequency of what it is to be luxury. Okay? So you're not going to get a salesperson from any of those places, those luxurious places that provide these items, calling you down or offering coupons. They don't even offer coupons. You know what coupons are for? Coupons, y'all give out coupons a lot of times. All right? Giving out coupons means I'm going to allow someone else to have access to me for the price that I really am, while I'm putting on like I'm worth more than I really am. So when it comes to you, you got to think about whether you're giving out discounts or not. And when you're in this season of becoming a luxury, you can't afford to give out discounts. Imagine the very first luxury item that said, I'm going to stand apart from all other luxury watches. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put this item. Matter of fact, scratch that. Look at diamonds. Initially, because diamonds, I just said it ain't that isn't necessarily something super scarce. It's not that it's something super rare. It's just about branding and then maintaining that brand, that frequency through unshakable, unwavering belief in yourself, in it, and being that frequency. So there's a piece of coal. It's under pressure. They find all these diamonds. It's like diamonds was cheap at one point. And then it became a luxury. Why? Because someone else set the price higher. Someone else said, I'm going to make this more valuable. So if that can be the case with material things, inanimate objects, why is it that some of you have forgotten that you can do that for yourself? Right now, as we're moving up to the solstice, when you have access to the most potent solar energy, you have access to the most hottest fire that touches earth, which means you have access to burning away all of that, those attachments. You need some other excuse besides deciding you are luxury. You have access to that power. I'm going to give you a mantra to help you generate more of that energy. And I'm going to give you a ritual. The ritual you'll get not today. I'm going to start you off with the mantra, right? But this is your reminder, okay? Being a luxury is in the way you say no. It's in the way you say no. By being able to say no, being soft and still, meaning you're soft. You don't have to yell. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to stand on a platform, but you're still, meaning your no stands. If this your no is your no. It's not haggle time. Okay? Say no haggling. No discounts and no haggling. Okay? Write in your journals the question of where it is you are asking permission. Ask, where am I asking permission to take up space? Where am I asking permission to simply dress up? Some of you have beautiful dresses, suits in a closet that you don't even wear unless someone invites you to some ball somewhere. Why do you need outside permission to wear something amazing? Something that's going to make everyone know that something special is happening. The first place of manifestation exists within your imagination. So picture yourself deciding on the summer solstice to wear something that is quote unquote inappropriate for your day because you're not necessarily going to a ball, you're not necessarily going to some boat ride. But on that day, you're going to show up wearing a beautiful gown. You're going to show up wearing a full suit. You're going to show up wearing the most expensive shirt, shorts, or pants that you have. And when people go, oh my gosh, you look so nice, where you going? In your imagination, what you choose to say is what it is. I don't care if you go into the store. When someone goes, oh my gosh, you look amazing, where are you going? You can say to the highest place. You can say to a business meeting. You can say, I'm going to go close a deal. You can say to purchase a house. You can say, I'm going to the closing of a new property. You can say whatever. You can say, I'm going to dinner with a new client and disappear. And that seed that you just planted in their mind, you've now taken over some of their imagination on the most powerful day. And because it's summertime, they will expand it. In their mind, they're sending you to where you said you were going. And you look the part. So that you haven't even stirred their doubts. And any doubts that they have are going to backfire on them because their doubts will be about themselves not going for what it is that they desire. That's magic. Like if you run into somebody who is super attached to your being in those small spaces where it's not big enough for you to be your magnified self, they're going to say, because they can't help themselves, wow, you look amazing. Where are you going? And you go, I'm going to dinner in, you name the most expensive restaurant, neighborhood. Put it in your mind now, like work out your story. What am I going to say when someone goes, oh my gosh, you look so amazing? Because they might be used to you in your runaround clothes, right? If they really are close to you and they have any kind of shade, right, to your sunshine, have any kind of shade to your sunshine, you're going to shock them. They're going to go, oh my gosh, wow, congratulations, okay? And they might look down at themselves and be like, whew, I need to make better decisions in my life. And that's already backfiring on them. It's burning them up inside. Okay? And meanwhile, it's burning them up inside is because their mind is ruminating on the fact of how amazingly successful you are and where you're going right now. Whole time you could just bust the corner and go home and light a candle at your altar and do the ritual that I'm giving you. And it's fantastic because now the more people who have seen you and giving you that compliment are the more seeds that you have already planted for your very, very quick manifestation. I don't know why this is coming to my mind, but look, whoever it is, you want to dress up in your most beautiful outfit, and you want to walk with your suitcase, like the little suitcase, the little carry-on. Oh my God, you look amazing. Where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to Dubai. I'm just going to the Victoria Falls. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to Africa. All the more reason to like not be visible for a week. Like, this is the thing. We're adults, but doing this, right? And it's funny because right now we're still in that Gemini energy, and Mercury rules over Gemini, and Mercury is a trickster energy, but Mercury also is one of the most fastest planets. And so right now, the speed in which things manifest, especially after I give you the mantra discipline that you're going to follow, the speed in which things manifest in your life will be that much more quicker. Okay? Let me get a yes in the chat if y'all with that. We got to be playful. We got to continue to be joyful and pull joy, because that joy will sustain us. Because you got to as well have fun doing it. Rituals include this kind of play, this kind of cosplaying. It helps to make it that much more enjoyable. And the more joy you can experience is the closer you are to really experiencing the bliss of manifestation, the creative force, the raw creativity, which is God. Are you God? When do you experience it? You experience it when you are literally living in creativity. You do the mental part, and then you let it flow. That's where the God is. Okay? So this summer, you're not going to survive the summer. I want to see everybody who's here, everyone who leaves a comment under this video, to show by the end of this summer that you rose. You didn't survive. Say, I rise. I am the sun. I am luxury. I rise. So things that are too small, things that are not fitting to your larger sense of self, clothes that don't sit on you well. How many of you have well, I know all my Nagas have come to ceremony. Okay, boom. My Nagas will tell you, to those of you who have not done that yet, not only are there requirements, color codes for attire, but even if you buy the right clothes, if you submit them and they don't even look good on you, they don't compliment you, they won't be approved. So the clothing that you wear, the clothing that's in your closet, that when you put it on, don't match. You either gonna light a match to it or bag it up and drop it off wherever. Okay? Now I'll tell you this, because my fairies, we give away things all the time. We're always giving away things. And there were times when I would try to save like the best things to like pass on to family and all of that. And I noticed this time around, because I'm always refining the way that I do my manifestation, my magic, and rituals. I said, you know what, if I want to get rid of certain things and I want to spend more time around my loved ones, I don't want to see those things on my loved ones either. I prefer that if I'm going to give them some type of closing, that it be something fresh moving forward, because my mind has changed. And if your mind has not changed on certain things, then you're not growing. And that's the problem. So it's okay for your mind to change. It doesn't mean that when you were giving away to your family back then and the intent was to make good use of things that you no longer needed but somebody else could use, that's fine. That's still in the light of abundance. I'm just sharing with you my growth. My revelation was, okay, if I'm getting rid of these things, I don't necessarily want to see them on the people I love. That doesn't mean that there might be some items that are beautiful. They just don't look good on me. They might look like $1 billion on somebody else that I love. That's different. Okay? But if I'm like, hmm, this joint look kind of cheap, toss it. Or this thing kind of extra old, toss it. Because you don't even want it in your circle anymore. So that's another layer of refinement when it comes to bagging up your things and dispersing it out. Okay? Now, when you get out into the world and you really decide to put yourself into the practice of looking like who you truly are, you are luxury, right? When someone, especially somebody might go, who do you think you are? I am the sun at its peak. I am the standard. Now, does that put a lot of pressure on you? Hell yeah, it does. But it's not necessarily about the pressure that other people are going to put on you. It's about the pressure that if you say to yourself, I am the standard. Because honestly, every day you should be the standard for your own life. Comparing yourself to other people, that is BS. That is some real killjoy energy. I promise you. Because when you're comparing yourself to other people, that's what those people who are burning themselves up about, that's what you become, one of them. So you don't compare yourself. But if you are the standard, then it forces you to check yourself every day and go, okay, if I am the standard, did I meet the standard that I've decided I'm living up to? It's a very easy way for you to check in. It's a very easy way for you to see and make the necessary adjustments. If you're holding someone else as the standard, you'll never reach it because you don't know the ins and outs. You don't know what they ate in the middle of the night. You don't know the cleanliness or the comforts of their bed. You don't know what medical issues they might have that you'll never know about. You don't know where they are with their bills. You just don't know those intricacies. So you can't really have anybody else be the standard. Period. So it's best that you set yourself as the standard and hold that in your mind. I am the standard. You get what I'm saying? Let me get everybody to type in the chat, I am the standard. I want to see a lot of those. I am the standard. And that's going to also work as a protection for you, because protection is very high as well. Shamash is one of the highest protectors against ill forces. What can touch you if you are surrounded by the energy of the sun? Nothing. Anything that tries to come too close to you, is going to disintegrate unless it is of the sun. That's why when you start to raise your vibration, is that field around you that burns away those bridges of access. So as you're raising your vibration, you're not seeking access anywhere, because you're the standard. You are the access. I am the key. I am the key. I am the access. Right? Now, what I love also about I am the standard is that you will be playing yourself, saying that you're the standard, and not continuously working to ensure that you are living up to your own standard. Okay? So this is a sure remedy, because in this energy where the sun is peaking, the ego is very high. So it is going to be very easy for you to get swept up in the illusions. But the illusion is the illusion. Maya is the Maya, right? Maya, the goddess, is Maya, is the illusion. Maya, the goddess, is the one who gives you the keys to dismantling the illusion. So you're playing Maya in the everyday lives of those who go, oh my gosh, you look amazing. What? Where are you going? Like, you look like $1 billion. And you go, oh, yes. And I am going to make $1 billion on my way to this closing dinner. But I can't say any more about it because, it's a non-disclosure. Non-disclosure, confidential clause. Confidentiality is required. But thank you. I really appreciate it. So you are Maya. You're creating the illusion. And you are becoming the truth and dismantling that. The line, I am the standard, requires you to check your own ego with real work, with real consistency, with daily check ins with yourself. Press 1 if that makes sense. Yes, yes, yes. So, who wants to get to the mantra to start powering up? All right. So this is a very potent mantra. It's three bija sounds. It's I'm, AIM, I'm. Let me write it here. I'm I'm and then HREEM, HRIM, HREEM. When you say it in English, it will sound like HREEM. HREEM. And the last one is my divine goddess, SHREEM. SHREEM. I'll update the description box to put this there. Well, let's talk about these things. All right, so I'm is the bija sound, okay? The bija sound for the divine goddess, divine wisdom, divine intuition, supernatural knowing. Write that down. Divine wisdom, intuition, and supernatural knowing. So if you're chanting this sound, you're activating a very psychic portion of your pineal gland, right? And we know that we have access to all of this sun that's going to be activating our our melanocytes, our melanin. And the more melanin you have activated, the more psychic you will become. And you will need that psychic energy to be increased so that you can be in alignment with the subtle energy, the subtle doors that are opening, because you become the access to the luxury that you are. That intuition, I'm, also helps you to be more discerning. Okay? So that when you feel that angst to run towards, you remember through the higher mind that you need not run towards anything. Absolutely. You absolutely want to sunbathe. Y'all already know. Even in the wintertime. If it's not dangerous for you to be outside, you definitely need to get you some natural sunlight every day. And when that moon is full, you need to be out there getting your lunar rays too. Okay? Now, I'm provides you the wisdom to ensure that you're not going for the fool's gold when you really are going for a solid gold nugget. Okay? That's important. Next, HREEM. This is the bija sound for Bhuvaneshwari. This is the goddess of the universe, the creator of the universe. This is the power to manifest. HREEM increases your power to manifest. Manifestation requires power. And that power comes from you increasing the harmonious frequency, the electricity within you to design and create. Design it here with wisdom, and then the power to manifest that from wisdom. So you're not wasting your energy. but you are manifesting and creating something of true value to your soul, something that is a yes, something that is soothing to your soul, your particular wantings, your particular desirings that have been placed there from the moment your consciousness came here to this planet. Okay? So you want to increase your power. And some of you have been giving out so much energy through your chasing, or you're being generous into black holes of circumstances where it's just not returning anything. It's not returning pleasure. It's not returning joy. It's not returning dollars. It's not returning anything that you genuinely want at all on any level. So you want to hit your HREEM. And I'll tell you, visualization wise, when you are chanting this mantra, especially during the daytime, is pulling that solar energy down through the top of your crown into the center of your body. Okay? You'll feel the power with an increase of self-confidence. You know, a lot of times the lack of confidence is because you feel powerless. So the more power you start generating, you start realizing that you are a generator for yourself, meaning that you are self-sufficient, that you can do for yourself, that you can and you are the access. You're no longer seeking. You're not reaching for, like, you're not knocking on a door, you're not begging for permission. Yeah? Combined with I'm, when you have the I'm with the power to manifest, the right doors will open up for you and you will trust this door is the next door that I go through. Some of you want to skip over doors because you're in an energy of scarcity, you're in an energy of linear time. That's a whole nother story. Maybe I'll get into that tomorrow when I give you your altar setup. Okay? For preparation, I will tell you citrine, tiger's eye, and sunstone. Citrine, tiger's eye, and sunstone are the stones. Okay? Somebody put that in the chat for me, please. So now for the last sound, SHREEM. SHREEM. SHREEM is the bija sound for Lakshmi, which is all around auspiciousness, every single kind of wealth, every single kind of abundance that is good for you. Lakshmi is not the abundance of negativity. Lakshmi is the abundance of satisfaction, of pleasure, of wealth, prosperity, comforts, relaxation. Okay? And within this mantra, Ain Hreem Shreem, although these bija sounds do not translate into English words or concepts, energetically, it almost does create a sensible sentence that I am the creative force of Shiva Shakti. And that in itself is I am God, which means I am creativity itself. I am not the creator, Because as the creator, I will be separating myself from that which I've created. I am creativity itself. Therefore, when I say I am luxury, I'm that which is luxury. There's no separation between us. I'm not creating luxury. I'm not going after luxury. I am it. I am that frequency. I am the creative expression, the creative generator. I am the creative being of luxury. So your first assignment is to chant 108 times. I'm HREEM SHREEM. 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 I want you to chant it like that so that you can feel the bija mantra awakening your cells to the frequency of the affirmations that I've given you. Can you do these along with any other sadhana that you're on right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can we chant it 1,000 times? If you've got it at 108 times, chant it at all the liminal points. Chant it at the point where the sun is going to rise. Chant it at high noon, again, 108 times. Chant it again when the sun is about to set. Chant it again at midnight. Don't chant it any more than that. You're either doing it 108 times, once for the day, or you're going to choose to do it at those liminal points. Sunrise, high noon, sunset, midnight. Okay? If you do these and do the bijas before Nagasadhana, do you just these or do both? I said you can do these before any sadhana you have, before or after. But if you're doing the Lord Ganesha sadhana, do Lord Ganesha. Because Lord Ganesha absolutely is going to help to break up any of the blockages that you may already have so that you can sustain the power in this mantra that I'm giving you. Make sense? This mantra is short, but it's very, very potent. So if you're working with the science, you let Lord Ganesha clear the way so that when you are powering up with this potent molecule, right? You put this potent molecule right in there afterwards. You can actually increase the power that's available and you can sustain it without too much resistance. Okay? All right, y'all. Make sure y'all let everybody know that I went live. Like the video, family. Like the video. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. Welcome back. It's great to see you all, and I will be here again tomorrow. Okay? Much love to you all. Take care and enjoy the medicine. Peace.